Hello guys, welcome to Back in the Game. I'm Office Bloke Daz.
I'm Office Bloke Mike.
I'm Office Bloke Aidan.
And I'm buzzing.
So am I. So am I.
Are you feeling, Mike, this morning?
Well, you know, a bit better, must admit. Yeah, interesting weekend.
Very interesting.
Absolutely couldn't believe the Arsenal result. I mean, really couldn't. It's
We'll start with that, actually. We'll start talking about the Arsenal game. It's, I think Partey scored a great goal to set the ball rolling.
Decent strike, to be fair.
And just... I went for Spurs. I thought Spurs would do them this weekend. I just thought they'd be up. I thought they'd be up for it. But obviously wrong. You know, outclassed, just rolled over Spurs. There just wasn't. There was no biting them. They had nothing.
I think Arsenal were up for it more than Spurs.
100%.
I think that's absolutely. I think our theme will continue through this particular episode, by the way. But
probably.
Yeah, Arsenal wanted it more. I think without a doubt. Spurs have been doing pretty well lately, which is I think I tipped them to win it as well.
Yeah.
But, I think Arsenal deserved it in the end, to be fair.
Something didn't seem right to me with Spurs. It's like they've been playing. They started off the season to a flyer, and we all know Conte's got that little sort of like bit in him that's a little bit petulant, sort of like
Oh, absolutely, yeah. He's got it in him, hasn't he?
And I don't know if he's got into the players' heads a little bit, and some of them are just sort of like, you know what. He started with Sporting Lisbon, remember?
We've always said he's a bit of a short-term manager, isn't he?
Yeah.
You can't see him being somewhere for like 3, 4, 5 years.
No,
it's sort of like going.
Unless it was in Italy, I could see it in Italy. I can see him managing an Italian team.
He never does.
No, but I can see him doing that for a few years in Italy. But he just seems to
probably more likely.
I think he's a bit too passionate for a lot of owners' likings, and some players might not like.
He doesn't hold back, does he?
No,
he says what he thinks.
Yeah.
And so, I think for a certain amount of time he can get away with it, but long term, not too sure.
Could be just. I don't know if it was reflecting that in the game, Spurs Arsenal game, but it was just Arsenal just seemed like that. They just seemed like one step ahead of everything the Spurs did.
And I always thought, I'm not sure, but were they a bit unbalanced Spurs? Because obviously he kept Son in, like we were saying, will it be Son over Charleston? But he kept them both in, which did it just unbalance the size slightly, keeping them both in? Cause
possibly,
I think he had to play Son because he scored a hat-trick last week. So he didn't have a choice really, so as he just had to crowbar him, it's just upset the balance slightly there.
Yeah, it could be right. I'm not sure. Right. But don't take anything away from Arsenal. I thought they were fantastic. They were up for it. And Odegaard just knows how to dictate a game to me.
He looks a real good player.
Yeah, he's suited to the Premier League. I'm just a bit what's it with him? Why he didn't come to the Premier League? He went to Spain and he sat in Real Madrid's B team for a few years.
Meant to be the next big thing.
Yeah, he was. But you know what? He looks the next big thing.
He does
in the Arsenal team. I think he's found there's certain players that match certain teams, and I think Odegaard is suited to Arsenal better than any player I've ever seen.
On the Premier League, funnily enough, I thought he might struggle in the Premier League. I thought he might be a bit lightweight. But it is strange how certain players they do suit certain teams. They just do, and it is a bit strange like that, isn't it?
Absolutely fantastic player, and he's great to watch. I know they've missed him for a couple of games, but it seems to be the two ex-Man City players that are turning it up there though with
Jesus looks great, doesn't he?
Yeah, and
he's had a decent start as well, hasn't he? Jesus,
he's
scored a few goals as well.
When he was at us, he was doing like.
He scored 4 goals in one game once.
Yeah, he definitely. I mean, he got his fair share. People were saying he left City for game time. I'm like, he got his fair share of game time at City. He did all right. He just needed to.
He wasn't a nailed-on starter. I think that's what he was looking for.
No one is.
I was going to say you only have a couple of players.
But maybe that's more what he was looking for, and he wasn't like prolific, but he still double figures every season for you.
Yeah, he's a danger player, and he's doing very well at Arsenal. It's
he has.
And good luck to him. But I think they all shone through. And I know Spurs went down 10 men, sort of like in the second half, but. That was the game was done by then anyway, so I think if you ask me, But
does your opinion change on Arsenal finishing above Spurs now, or? Because you tipped Tottenham to finish second, didn't you?
Yeah, I still think. I mean, Tottenham started out and they looked on paper. Tottenham look absolutely brilliant, but just when I see them play the last couple of games, I've gone like. If I was a Spurs fan, I'd be like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah, it is. But it is early in the season. I've always said I still wasn't sure about Arsenal. Obviously, the more weeks go past, they're still winning, so they're still up there at the moment. It is still early doors. I still think second half of the season, I think other teams can come back into it.
What, we're in 8 games now, is it?
Depending, I think we've
got
at least one game in hand, don't we? Because ones that we cancelled the other week. So 7 or 8 games, depending which team you are.
Yeah.
So it's still early doors, I think.
It's very, you can't, until he's 15, 20 games underway, then that's when you start sorting the men from the boys.
I think so, definitely.
It might be readjusted the ones, but I still fancy Spurs to do well.
I think they will do well still, yeah. But Arsenal are staying up there, and say if you got that many, is it 20 points after this stage of the season? Every team's been in the top 4 or something.
Oh, really? Right.
Yeah, something like with the amount of points that they've got.
They're looking very comfortable. They're looking very comfortable team, and it's they've got what they didn't have last season. I don't think when you look at last season's forward line with Aubameyang, Lacazette, people like to me they weren't. They'll probably not get 8 to 10 goals in a season.
Yeah.
You need someone up front who's going to be banging in 25 goals every season.
Yeah.
And I know they're hard to come by. I know there's not that many forwards that can do that, but Arsenal never had that with Lacazette and Aubameyang.
Yeah.
They just weren't good enough.
No, they had it in Aubameyang when at the start of his Arsenal career.
I'm just not sure about that. I know, but I'm not sure about Aubameyang. He's another one that's hot and cold. He's proven it with Chelsea as well. Now he's back at Chelsea. Now he's at Chelsea. He's just for me. He's bang average. Aubameyang. Yeah. I think he's got a name. He's got a reputation for what he did at Borussia Dortmund. But he's not brought it to the Premier League for me.
Yeah, I'd say go with Aidan. I think earlier on at Arsenal, I think he looked all right. He was scoring a few goals, but I think it's a bit of attitude with him again, though, isn't it? He's been through. He's never
keen on him.
They wanted to ship him out at Arsenal, didn't they? Then he's gone out on loan. Now he's gone to Chelsea.
Yeah, he went to Barcelona, didn't he? For
a week. He actually sold him.
A week for Barcelona.
Well, yeah, I was going to say not there that long, was he? So.
Yeah. But I don't know. He's a bit again. But now they found that like little match because I think people like Martinelli's a great player. You've got Saka who's doing well. You've got Jesus. Who else have they got? They've got Odegaard dictating the game, pulling the strings in midfield.
I think Ramsdale's a great goalie.
Ramsdale's a top goalkeeper, yeah.
It's surprising, really, when he signed him instead of was it Leno? I was like,
I like Leno as well.
He's at Fulham now.
Yeah, I fancy Leno.
I thought he'd play now, but he's done pretty well, hasn't he?
Yeah, but it's I don't know. I think Arsenal definitely they found the right mixture. But the only thing I see with Arsenal fading is the World Cup and the pressure that comes with the World Cup.
Yeah.
And they're going to lose some players to the World Cup and the squad size. Or they've got their second 11. If anything happens to Odegaard, if anything happens to Jesus or anyone like that, have they got a replacement to come in?
I was going to say, sort of like injuries wise, I think that's what could scupper it for them. If they've got a few injuries, key positions, I'm not sure what the squad's like to back it up.
A 3-1 win against someone like Spurs, but without Jesus and without Odegaard becomes a 1-1 game maybe.
Yeah.
Or a 1-0 loss. Maybe.
Absolutely,
So it's So
still early days, but doing well to be fair.
Do you think that was a red card, Emerson's tackle? It was a bit controversial, wasn't it?
It was. It was. It was kind of like it was a silly tackle to make, but it was again. I think he was going for the ball.
Yeah.
But when you slow it down,
they don't sort of go off that a lot of times, do they? Whether they go with the ball, it's whether it's reckless and whether you're sort of like endangering an opponent.
There was a couple. Chalabar for Fulham as well was similar.
Yeah.
It was just one of them where
there can be ones where you can get away with them, but I wouldn't argue against the red card for that.
No. Same. I agree.
There's not a lot of evidence to say. Listen,
once it's slowed down, it looks worse when it's slowed down.
He didn't complain that much himself as well.
He didn't. Yeah, he didn't. But I don't know. They reviewed it, and it's a stupid challenge to make.
It is.
I don't know what he's done. He knows what he's doing.
You get sometimes. Derbies, people go a bit over the top, don't they? Which is maybe
that's what he did. You kind of want that in a derby.
You do, but you've got to be controlled, don't you? Otherwise, if you mistime it, that's what can happen.
Well, let's move on to the to another classic, which was Liverpool v Brighton. And Brighton, I'd tell you what, Brighton could have been 5-0 up in the first half.
Had chances. Had chances.
It was, and they were clear chances. It wasn't even like he might have scored there. If he'd have done this, he should have scored.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
It could have been 3-4, 5-0.
That was Liverpool now. It seems to be shipping a lot of chances, and people seem to be creating a lot more chances against them as well. Because they had first choice defence, I think, didn't they? I think they were all they're all playing, weren't they? It was not like the other season where there was a lot of injuries in the defence.
No, I think everyone's there. It's the full Liverpool team. Yeah. I mean, everyone talks about that 7-year thing with the Jurgen Klopp. It happened at Mainz, it happened at Borussia Dortmund, and now it's happening at Liverpool. He's in his 7th season now at Liverpool, and it's
that's right, yeah.
Liverpool seem to be struggling. So, if they're not careful, they're going to be so far behind to get that. I don't think the title challengers anymore. I think they're out of the title.
You think so already? Early?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because they don't look anything. They don't look like they're going to do anything. They look beatable. They've got aging players like Milner, Henderson. people our age, and even Van Dijk. He's looking exposed. Van Dijk at the back.
Van Dijk's in his 30s, isn't he?
Yeah.
Let's not forget that.
Yeah.
He's no spring chicken, is he?
No.
Salah as well.
Salah, yeah,
I mentioned him before.
Again, but Salah's got this. I don't know about Salah with what's happened there with him. He's brought a new contracts in. They've got rid of Mane. Because they reckon it was him or Salah that had to go for whatever reason. They couldn't play together. They couldn't get on. Mane didn't feel loved or whatever it was. You're there to do a job, mate. You're not there to be loved.
Yeah, exactly.
Just crack on with it. What makes you think you're going to be more loved at Bayern Munich or wherever you go to?
Yeah.
And
there'll be other players like Salah that think they're the main man.
The fans love you. The fans love him.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's all you want. You want the fans to like you and appreciate what you do. But they've lost Mane, and he was. I think he scored in 6 seasons. He was there. I think it was 20 goals plus every season.
Every single season.
Yeah.
Wow.
Something like that. Which is a fantastic record for a winger.
Absolutely, yeah.
Especially when you're not actually supposedly the best winger on the team as well.
That's right. But I think something's not right at Liverpool. Something's, I certainly think they're out of the title race. They've got battle for top 4 now. And
they're conceding a lot of chances, aren't they?
Yeah.
And conceding too many goals at the moment.
That top 4 battle as well is going to be a proper scrap as well, because you've got a lot of teams now. Really pushing for that top 4.
Brighton is.
Good side. I mean, we've said loads of times, haven't we? Play really good football, but
But you look at the top 4. You've got City, Chelsea, Arsenal, Spurs.
United will definitely be there.
United will be up there. Yeah. Liverpool. I don't know who else is hovering around. You got Newcastle pushing up.
You can have West Ham.
West Ham will make a comeback.
Yeah, they've got a bit to go with it, West Ham, haven't they? But
they'll do it. West Ham will do it. I watched them play over the weekend. They're starting to gel again now.
It was a bit of a funny start for them, really, wasn't it? We were wondering what was going on because normally they're usually pretty solid, aren't they? Pretty solid.
Made a lot of changes a weekend, but it was we'll go back to them. But Liverpool and Brighton is just, for me, the Brighton game. Brighton were just, I don't know. They were lucky to get a draw in the end, Brighton, I thought.
Yeah.
And what should have been a piss easy, comfortable win for them.
Yeah. Yeah, they had chances, didn't they? Could have put it to bed, but yeah, fair play.
Do you think Leandro Trossard gets a big move maybe next year or something? Because I think he's a great player.
I think he's a good player as well. Yeah, he's consistent, Trossard.
Yeah.
Whenever I watch him play, he's very, very consistent. He does well. He's one of them players where he never really puts in a bad game. And he's always there.
Consistent.
But he's not prolific enough for me. He should be scoring more goals. And I'd say something that bothered me over the weekend when I was watching the Liverpool-Brighton game is the commentator was going on and he was saying like, Roberto Firmino here looking for the match ball. He scored 2 goals, and in the meantime Trossard had scored 2. Right? He'd not compared once Trossard to what he was doing, which is pure about Firmino looking for the match ball, another hat trick, and going on. Firmino this, Firmino that. And I'm thinking, Trossard scored 2 as well, mate. Pay attention. Yeah. You know what I mean? And then when Trossard got his hat trick, right?
Yeah.
Not once did he say anything about the match ball, a hat trick. He didn't use any of these words.
Yeah.
All he said was, "There's Trossard's 3rd goal of the game" or something like that. It's brought him back in to get a draw, and I was like, mate, have a bit more something about you. They're just so biased, proper Liverpool loving, and I don't mind it if Liverpool winning 5-0.
Yeah.
I don't mind that. Right, go for it. But Brighton were the better team.
Yeah.
For me, especially the first half. But not once.
Yeah,
give Trossard a bit of credit when it comes to that, because he'd had a fantastic game, and he scored 3 at Anfield.
At Anfield, I was going to say at Anfield.
How many people have done that before?
Exactly.
Many.
So show him a bit of respect.
Yeah.
In my opinion, and the commentator had nothing, and it bothered me.
Did it?
Yeah, proper bothered me. I'm like, you. I was calling them all kinds of names. Yeah. We will move on to Palace Chelsea.
I think we all had Palace to get a result out of this.
We thought
Palace
were lucky not to get a result out of it, or not to get anything out of it.
Got a late winner Chelsea, didn't they?
Very late winner.
Good goal as well.
Great goal.
Gallagher.
Ex-Palace.
He was on last season, wasn't he? So
yeah.
It
was. I don't know about. What do you make of Conor Gallagher?
Not sure, to be honest.
I think he's been a bit inconsistent so far for his Chelsea career.
I think it's the inconsistency.
Do you think he's a Chelsea player?
I think he still needs to build up that.
I'm not sure.
I think he is, but I don't think he's living up to his capabilities at the moment.
I don't think he's good enough. I don't think Mason Mount's good enough.
I think Mason Mount's going through a bit of a bad patch.
I think he's bang overrated.
He got 10 goals, 10 assists last season.
He's overrated. Don't care. He's in one of the top teams in the country. He should be getting more than 10 goals, 10 assists from how he plays.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's all right, Mount. But whether he's the top, I don't think he's top class.
What sort of team do you reckon is his level?
Mason Mount.
Yeah.
Someone like a Southampton.
Right. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. I don't know.
Yeah,
I thought he's done all right, but yeah, I don't know. The thing you look at, you think if he was up for sale, I want him at United. I probably wouldn't. But I'm not sure.
I think you need him at United.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say
that. You need a mountain.
Yeah. So we're already climbing one of those.
Yeah, exactly. No, I think he definitely wouldn't get in the City team. Yeah. Like, not even close. We've got about 5 players who don't get in the City team are better than Mount.
Yeah.
I
don't know. I mean,
it'd be a shooing for England, which is a bit for me. I mean, we'll talk about England when we do the World Cup specials and all that kind of stuff. But it's
that's scored a really good goal from me for that against Germany. But
Mount,
anyway, yeah,
but it's a friendly.
No, yeah.
They don't count. It's like, you know what I mean? It's like me scoring on a Thursday night and saying, "Look at this! Watch my goal on a Thursday night against my mates." You know what I mean? It's shy. So it means nothing. But it's when it counts, he's at the World Cup. Can he do it at the World Cup? And I don't think we've got better players than Mount. But with Conor Gallagher, I agree with what you're saying as well. Inconsistent, and I think he's overhyped.
Yeah.
And I think he needs to go down to a lower club than Chelsea.
You do tend to find they do it more with English players, though. You tend to overhype English players even more. And I think you're right about Mount in a certain extent. That I won't starting for England at the moment. I certainly, because he came on a sub the other day. But yeah, I won't be starting him for England. That's for sure.
Yeah, but it's, I don't know. They got lucky, I think, Chelsea there to get 3 points. A great start for Graham Potter. Who I think's a fantastic manager. Again, I think maybe he's at the wrong club.
Absolutely, yeah. I think we talked about that. I'm still not convinced by him being at that particular club. I think he's got the talent for it, but yeah, it's going to be interesting journey for him. I think that one in Chelsea.
Yeah, it's again, Palace, very very stubborn team, difficult to break down, difficult to beat. Vieira's doing a great job there, if you ask me. I think he's again. When we talk about players and people suited to the team, Vieira's suited to Palace.
I think
they found the right match there with Palace and Vieira.
Yeah, I think he had a sticky start, but I think he's doing pretty well there now. To be fair, decent manager.
When he first came in, everyone had Palace to go down, and now no one. It's not even, Palace aren't even in a mention to go down.
No, Palace is to me. I think Palace have stabilised themselves as a solid Premier League team.
Yeah, it's one of those on the day. I think it'll give most teams a game in the Premier League now.
Absolutely.
On the day, without a doubt. It's always tough at Palace as well, isn't it? Good crowd and everything.
I just wish I'd stop moaning about everything.
Oh no,
just have a day off. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You get players like that, unfortunately, don't you? Well, we've got one of them.
You've got the king, you've got the biggest one, unfortunately. Yeah. But we'll touch on. Let's see what we've got. Fulham, Newcastle. Fulham went down to 10 men very early on.
Changed the game.
First 10 minutes, it did change the game.
Bit of a shame that really. Yeah, I think I was going for a draw again maybe the other day, but that probably did have an impact.
Did you see Almiron's goal?
Yeah.
It was great. That could be goal.
That was a banger of a goal. Did you see it?
I think I did. Yeah.
Oh, it was
like a volley in the top bins and far points.
First time as well on his left foot.
I've always rated Almiron. Where's he from?
Paraguay.
He's a nuisance of a player.
Yeah.
He's like a fly in your ear that won't go away.
Yeah. He doesn't stop running.
And he's everywhere. All that front line, the way he goes up and down, side to side. He's just a pain in the arse player.
Yeah. He's on the go constantly.
Constant on the press all the time.
Yeah.
And it's what you want from players, and I like Almiron. He's not great. He's not silky. He's not got skills.
He just needs more goals, I think, doesn't he?
He does. Yeah.
He don't score as many. Quite enough.
Do you know? He reminds me of Almiron. He's that. What was that movie they did with Newcastle?
Santiago Munoz.
That's who Almiron reminds me of.
That was it.
Yeah, I don't know. What was it called?
It was called Goal.
Goal. Yeah. The kid comes from South America.
Yeah.
To play for Newcastle. It just reminds me of him. It's like that story.
Yeah.
Do you know they've got a striker called Santiago Munoz?
Oh really?
Yeah.
Newcastle.
Yeah.
Really?
And he's like a young kid from the same country.
Really?
Yeah.
Didn't know that. Yeah. But that's I just think Newcastle are one of them teams as well. Got a great manager with Eddie. I'm glad they stuck with him. Although they've got even though they've got all this money sort of thing, got some very very talented players.
Eddie Howe spent his money very well.
He has
very well.
Yeah, he's brought some decent signings in there, hasn't he?
Well, he brought people in at the end of last season to keep them up.
People like Dan Burns kept him up. I think people
and the forward from Burnley.
Yeah, Callum Wilson. No, thingy from.
What's he?
Chris Wood.
Chris Wood. Yeah.
And
Trippier's still there.
Trippier's there.
Yeah, again, decent player.
Very very good
playing
player,
different
Trippier.
positions and everything. Yeah. But he brought the players in to keep him up. We did that. Now he's moved on. He's trying to take him to the next level, which I think he probably will do.
When City got investment from Abu Dhabi, what happened was, at the time, I think Mark Hughes was the manager, and they kind of invested in a team that were building from a mid-table team to a potential top 8 team sort of thing. And we did that. We bought people like Craig Bellamy, if you remember. We bought Robinho, and they moved us up to 8, and they moved us up in stages. Let the players go, moved up. Let the players go, moved up. Bought in bigger and better players, and now we've built this team and this squad that's, it's phenomenal. Newcastle are doing a very similar picture. They're painting that same picture of buy the players that you need to get to 4 or 5 places up the league, and then they'll be shifted on, but they'll get value.
But there are only certain players you can get in as well. You see, when you're at a certain stage, you can't get all like top class players. You have to get ones that are just a level down, don't you? Just to build you up.
They move you up 4 places, move you up another 4 places, move you up another 4 places over a 5-year period, and next thing you're in the top 4. And that's what Newcastle are going to do, and I think they've got that well with Eddie Howe.
They are aiming for it, but it's going to be. I think it's going to be tougher these days, and
it's going to be harder.
When the City started going up the table, I think there's more teams now that are more capable and have got money. You look at some decent teams out there, aren't there? There's a solid top 6 there, I think, pretty much. But then you have got Newcastle coming up as well now. And you got to want people like
even the last few seasons as well. You had that top 6, but then you had Leicester.
Leicester as well, of course.
Breaking there's always that one team.
I think now. I mean, you look at you're gonna have 1 or 2 that break away and sort of like look like will be, isn't it? We've got it again this season. You've got a couple of teams that it's going to be City. It's going to be. We thought it might be Liverpool. They're not showing anything like they have done in the previous seasons. They've shown what they can do. Not yet, anyway. And they'll have to go on some serious run to catch up now. The gap that's sort of like forming.
I think so. Yeah, it's getting a bit more significant.
What is the gap now?
I don't know.
Must be like.
I've not looked at the table since it started. If I'm not lying.
I know we're like 1 point behind Arsenal, and they're on top.
I don't even know how many points we're on. Got to be.
I want to see 26.
20, I think.
20.
19, maybe.
8 games. 20,
I thought it was about 18 points.
Well, it must be about 18 because it can't. We only have 24 max, right?
Yeah.
And we drew 2.
Drew 3.
3.
You're on 20 points. Arsenal's on 21.
21. Right,
yeah.
Okay.
21.
I don't even know.
Liverpool are on 10.
I've not even looked.
So Liverpool are
10 points behind, 11 points behind
Arsenal.
11 points behind Arsenal already.
It's too much.
Have they got any games in hand as well, though, or is that just all
too much?
Liverpool have got 1 game in hand, to be fair, but it's
okay.
It's a long way back, though, isn't it? Still,
it's a long way back.
Even though early doors.
Next 2 games are Arsenal and City.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I know Liverpool game's coming up because I'm away. When City play Liverpool, so I'm missing that game.
Next week is Liverpool Arsenal, and the week after they play City.
So that'd be a big test for Liverpool, that.
Yeah.
And not only that, it'd be mentally exhausting for them.
Indeed.
It's going to be a tough one, that, for Liverpool. If they can come away with that with 6 points, that's a massive boost for them.
Yeah.
If they can't, it's a big problem. Yeah.
Saying of mine have never been to Anfield and seen us win. Yeah. I know we did it recently, but we
really?
weren't there. Well, when we beat them 4-1 is when it was COVID and there was no people in the fans. So every time we've been, we've lost.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. The one I remember is when we got a penalty.
Mahrez blasted it over.
What happened, right? Is this funny story? Quick story is I can't remember who was taking the penalties at the time. I'm right at the front row, right, and I'm just side of the net. The net's here. I'm looking right at the players. And they're all like, I went, give it Mahrez, let Mahrez take it. I'm yelling at the players to give it Mahrez, and Mahrez picked the ball up and ballooned it. I'm like, the guy next to me went, shut the
I don't think he's ever missed a penalty since.
That's for one game I actually stayed in Anfield for about more than 25 minutes. But Newcastle are gonna press up. Bournemouth and Brentford, let's not even talk about because that's just grim. Same with Leeds and Villa, just grim games.
Just before Brighton will be up there. The way Brighton are going, I think they're going to be sitting around the top 6-7 this season, aren't they? To be fair,
Brighton to go on a good cup run as well.
Maybe.
Southampton.
I fancy Newcastle to do that this year.
Newcastle, good cup run.
Yeah.
Decent win for Everton, that really.
They've
drawn a lot of matches, so they've probably. They haven't been doing great, but they haven't been doing as bad as I thought. Maybe.
As well, so to come back and win, it's a big result.
Absolutely,
I've gone to one of my predictions to go down Everton, and I think that'll probably change in the weeks to come. We would tell. I don't think that they're still not setting the world on fire for me.
Yeah, I think Southampton as well. I think next few matches might do for Hassan Huddle.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think 3, 4, 5 matches down the line, if he's still not winning matches, I think he could be in trouble. And the other season, they went through a bad patch and they got beat.
Stuck with him.
Did they get beat
9-0?
9-0 or something by some.
Liverpool.
Yeah.
And Leicester.
Yeah,
Leicester
that's right.
yeah.
But stuck with him and they did better. And, since then, they've done quite well, haven't they? But they're looking a bit not quite as good this season.
I think Southampton's that team that's people have tipped to go down for the past 3 seasons, but they never do.
That's why I'm not sure whether over the next half dozen matches they might start picking points up and turning the corners.
They've got some decent results this season. They beat Chelsea.
Yeah,
I don't remember who, but they're not like. Yeah, they're not in the relegation.
Have we played them yet?
No.
But
they did all right against United.
Can't wait to play them at home after last season's 0-0 cup win. They celebrated like they won the league. I'm like, mate, it was 0-0.
Yeah.
You got a draw. 0-0. You didn't even score.
Yeah.
And they were celebrating, bouncing up and down. I was like, God.
Yeah, it's no need for that.
If we draw 0-0,
if it's a 0-0, it makes you stay up or something, or you win something because
I'm
of
pissed off if it's 0-0.
If it's just box standard 0-0, you just get a point for it.
Yeah. And they were celebrating, and Arsenal who was doing the same, walking around punching his fist.
He always does every win.
Cheap suit on, every waistcoat, and it does me nothing. I hope he does get sacked. One scene that bothers me. They really bother me, Southampton, because they celebrate nothing. You don't won anything, mate.
Yeah. I think that's one of 2 teams.
If they beat us 2-0, I get it. Celebrate all you want. Just call me whatever you want and just jump up and down like crazy. 0-0, leave it. Just walk off.
Yeah, it's
just go home.
It's a nothing scoreline.
You can understand why they're a bit happier though to get a result against City. Though I mean, I'm not agreeing with what you say. I'm not disagreeing with what you say.
It's the Premier League, man. Yeah. It's the Premier League. We're all in it together. Every team should be the same.
All right, but if you're Southampton, are you going to City Stadium to try and get a draw and get a point, or are you going
I'm not going anywhere.
I'm never lose?
As a manager, I'm never going into a game thinking, let's just go for a draw.
Yeah,
we're going to win this.
I mean, as a fan as well, that after a match, if it's been 0-0, I've never gone, yeah, that was a great result.
Because you don't support a team like
always disappointed.
When we went to Newcastle this season, we were 3-1 down. We come away 3-0, and I was like, you know what, that we were lucky.
Yeah,
in my mind, but I wasn't jumping up and down going, come on, 3-0. Anything like that. I was disappointed that we only got 1 point.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
But
I'm with you on that.
Southampton fans just need to take a look at themselves after celebrating that. And I'll see you at our place. Again. They gave me proper mind last year, didn't they? Threatening me and everything.
I wouldn't.
Wonder why you're usually shrinking violet, just sat there minding your own business.
Minding my own business, yeah. West Ham Wolves. This was the end of Bruno Lage's. We mentioned it about 2 podcasts ago when we were talking about it. About Bruno Lage not being under enough pressure. He seems to be coasting without any questions.
Yes, under the radar.
And they weren't scoring goals.
Yeah.
Sort of thing. And then they've had some pastings this season. City pasted them, West Ham pasted them. I mean, what a goal by Bowen as well. Bowen scored a banger on the goal.
Absolutely.
And so did Skamaka. His name is Skamaka.
I think it is Skamaka, I think you're right.
He's got a banger of a goal as well.
Yeah.
But prior to that, he put a free kick about 80 yards over the bar.
Yeah.
It looked like it had a divot or something. He went that far over.
He's taken his time to settle in, I think, hasn't he? But again, picks up 3 points.
Mate, there's not many Italians that settle in the UK.
No, absolutely not. You don't get that many over here, do you?
No.
Not at all.
Since Zola and Vialli and people like that, I can't think of an Italian that's probably set the Premier League
definitely. I mean, I don't know who West Ham got next, but...
No, I mean, player-wise.
Yeah. But yeah, good result for West Ham.
For Chelsea.
Brazilian, mate.
Yeah, but he plays for Italy. He's Italian.
Yeah, but
he's always lived in Italy.
Yeah, but he's Brazilian.
He's Italian.
Yeah. Yeah, it's great result for West Ham.
Much needed win for them. Yeah. Again, they've just had a slow start, haven't they? And we've been scratching our heads really because like the players are playing for him, but they just haven't been getting the results.
Made some changes. Left Antonio on the bench. People like that, and it's I don't know. It's always baffled. One player that baffles me for Wolves, right? I know we've had this conversation many times, and he comes on, he looks the part, he does everything right, but play the game. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
He's the winger of Traore.
Yeah.
Greases himself up with like baby lotion or whatever. He's got muscles like fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger.
He is like a rugby league player, isn't he?
He is.
Apparently he doesn't go gym as well. It's just genetic.
Genetics. Guns like this.
Guns like that.
He needs to, He's been walking around, with a shirt off.
Oiled up arms.
I can imagine the whole family. I imagine he does that, like going out for dinner. Just puts that baby lotion all over him.
I imagine they've all got like that gingery coloured hair at the top as well.
He's just a straight. But you know what? He's shit. He's proper shit as a player, right? He's shitter than shit.
Unless he plays us.
Unless he plays us and he turns up like 2009 Messi.
Yeah, I know.
And I'm like, where's this come from with this guy? He has about 48 shots on target, 16 goals, hits the bar like 14 times.
He's unbelievable. He's like one of those players, like one good game, like every 8 or 10, isn't it?
Oh, I think it's more than that, mate. I think it's one good game every 35.
How did he get a transfer to Barcelona?
I know. He went on loan, didn't he?
Yeah, he went on loan, but still, wow.
Yeah, he's Spanish, isn't he?
He doesn't get. He used to play. He doesn't even get a game for Wolves.
Yeah.
He's got pace like a sprinter.
Yeah. No, he's rapid.
You know,
absolutely rapid.
Yeah, but for me, he's just. I don't know what to make of him.
If he had a good
he's a championship player, best.
He knows what to do until like his final pass or shot.
Yeah, that's where he struggles.
That's where he struggles.
Yeah, I'm wondering if in a different team in the Premier League, if he went to somewhere like Brighton, for example, would he do better?
Maybe.
I don't think he can pass the ball good enough to be.
No, he's not. He's not got the control neither to be a Brighton player. Maybe United. On that note, Michael, we got one game to talk about left, and it's the Manchester derby.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, I know. I almost did actually. Yeah, I almost forgot about that.
Yeah. Not great.
No, it was
not for us anyway. Absolutely terrible.
Fantastic game.
No shit.
So you're very lucky to get 3 goals. I think
it bothered me that you got. That's what bothered me. It bothered me that you scored. And Anthony scored a good goal.
Yeah, it was a good goal.
The movement for our goals, every one of them was sublime. It was the passing and movement from Foden. No one had a bad game. And when I saw the lineup come out, I was watching. It was like Akanji and Aki at the back. I was like, oof, I'm not sure about this because I'm not sure we had the pace to cope. But I'll tell you something now. Aki and Akanji were phenomenal.
Akanji looks our best centre back for me. I think.
Yeah, I think it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard for Diaz and Stones to get back in on the port. To get back in, not just ahead of Aki, but certainly ahead of Akanji. It's going to be something special. It's going to take him out of the team. Whether it be an injury or whether it be a rest and a rotation or whatever it may be, and if someone comes in and plays phenomenal, but the back two for me were just solid. Dude, Aki won everything in the air, everything. And what did you say last week for a guy who's only 1 centimetre taller than? I
didn't even notice him making any edits at all, to be honest.
Aki.
Yeah.
Oh, you need to rewatch the game, mate.
No,
but you probably watched it from a United view.
I'll be watching that.
Your tunnel vision with your red glasses on, sort of thing. He won loads in the air. And I'll tell you something about your little midget centre half as well. That if he'd have been about that much taller, he might have headed that goal. Foden put in. Is it Foden or Haaland when he went to the back post?
Which
and
one, mate?
He jumped up and just skimmed his head like that. He went like that. And he just skimmed his head. And I thought he just jumped a little bit higher. I wish I was a little bit taller. I wish I was a baller. Mate, you're going to take it today. I've not even started yet. But it was my mate was sat in front of me at the game. He's a United fan, and I sit next to the away fans, as I say, and he was sat just a few rows in front of us, wasn't he? And he looked round at me and he went, and I went, I'm surprised you're still here, mate. This was at half time, and he went, I don't know whether to fuck off or stay. I went, fuck off.
Before
he went, no, not like that.
Before you saw him, I was going to tell you that looks like Brian.
Yeah,
it's his brother.
Yeah.
I didn't even know.
Yeah, he's the image of him, isn't he?
Yeah.
But I'll tell you, there was one guy sat just a bit further across to us. I don't know if you spotted this guy or I told you about him. But every City goal, he was going like that to me.
Oh yeah, no, you did, yeah.
And I went, are you a Blue? And he's like going like back to me. And I'm like, are you a City fan? Are you a Blue? And he's like, I can't work it out, mate. I just couldn't work out. And then United fan, every single United fan I was baiting with yesterday, right? I'm like, it's going to be 6-1, mate. It's going to be 6-1, and we were giving it all out. One guy turned around and went, first of all, they all want to fight you, right? Yeah. They're all dead tough and they all want to fight you. Come outside. I'm like, all right, I'll see you outside if you want. They're all, if you were beating us 5-0, the last thing I'd say is go outside. I want to fight you. I'm not asked. Yeah. I'd just be like, what? I'll go and sit in the pub and drink and turn my phone off. So I think that's what they should have done. But they all come up, all tough guys, these old guys as well. They're not really like. But they all said the answer to every United fan's answer to everything, right? Getting beat 6-1, mate, and they go 20 times.
That's what that guy did. He
20
started
times.
going like this, or he started going like this. 20 times.
It's the answer to everything. I know. I'm like, can't be something crazy. Do you know what I mean? 20 times. United. You got absolutely leathered. It was men against boys, mate.
For the first half, it was.
Take it.
I'm taking it.
Yeah. It was first half. Was just
United won the second half.
Yeah, I know, but we took a foot firmly off the gas in the second half, and it was we made 5 changes, 5 subs. I didn't even know we made Laporte. I saw Laporte come on. I was like, hey, when did he come on?
I remember when we saw Rashford come on the second half. We were like, didn't Rashford go off?
Yeah, we thought Rashford got subbed in the first half, and then he came on second, but it was Varane.
Yeah, it's Varane. He got injured.
Yeah, I didn't want to play because he was nowhere near anyone. You should have played Fernandes and Sancho. That might have made a difference. What?
Well, they did.
Did you?
What do you mean?
Fernandes and Sancho play?
Oh, hilarious.
Sancho was shite. And that's been positive a little bit.
Well, they all were.
Yeah. I didn't see one. Even your keeper was nowhere near anything.
Anthony actually looks alright.
I'm not sure.
He scored a good goal, and he got in good positions as well.
But he didn't do anything to warrant an 80 million price tag. For me.
Well, he's early. He's played about 3 matches.
You're
give him a break.
I know, but you're £80 million player. No, don't give him a break. He's £80 million player, mate.
No, but you wouldn't start getting on Grealish like that.
Look at what Grealish was like last season. He was absolutely shocking money. He wasn't a £100 million player last season.
Couldn't get in the team. Didn't play him.
He played a few matches at the start of the season.
Yeah, that's it.
I'm sure after he played 3 matches, you weren't thinking,
he's worth Look at Grealish when he played yesterday.
That's irrelevant. I'm talking about Anthony playing about 3 matches for United, and he scored twice, by the way. Grealish only scored 5 times in the league last season, for the whole season.
But he won the league.
No, I know, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Well,
do you think Anthony's going to win the league?
No, well, I didn't say about winning the league.
I'm just saying about won the league.
I'm just saying about Anthony's made a decent start.
But you're talking about Grealish.
Time's been there.
You're talking about Grealish, and you said Grealish only scored 5 goals last season, and I said, yeah, but he won the league.
Yeah, but I'm talking about how many times Grealish has played at the start of the season.
He won the league.
No, but you weren't talking about winning the league. You were talking about
living up to your price tag.
Price tag.
Yeah, no, Grealish won the league. 100 million won the league.
Well,
80 million played shite.
Yeah, he's only played like 3 matches, so
I'll give you the benefit of the doubt because he did score a good goal. But at the same time, it was Sancho for me was just shite. He's non-existent, mate. He wasn't even in the game. He didn't look for the game. There was a time, and I said to you, "Look at this. None of their players want the ball." Do you remember? I turned to him, none of their players want the ball, and they were all fucking hiding. Every single player was. As soon as the ball comes, they were like, "Bam, straight off. Don't want it." And he could. There was a time Rashford got the ball, and he could have got the ball, turned, and attacked the forward, right? The defence, sorry, gone forward and attacked our defence. He had about 20 yards, 30 yards of space in front of him just to run into, right? What does he do? He passes it back, mispasses it, and Foden picks it up.
No.
And it was like, no one, and that's when I said to you, look, no one wants the ball just before leading up to that pass. And it was like, it was embarrassing to watch from a neutral perspective. And when I put my neutral head on, I was watching you and thinking, these are shit, we should be beat, they should be 10-0. It should have been.
Yeah, we lost it in the first half because, like I said before, they were getting to a good position, but then some of the passing, we were trying to force it too quick all the time. They were going for like a worldy pass every single time. They just wanted to get rid of it too quick. They should have just kept hold of the ball, recycled it, and just played proper football.
McTominay needs to go to the gym and do leg day because I tell you what, there's some passes he's nowhere, not even close to reaching where he was passing it to. Yeah. Like you say, the worldy pass, he was going for the 40 yard, it was going about 18 yards.
Oh, no, some of his passes were absolutely shocking. A lot of it was, though.
Would you say he's a United player? McTominay, is he good enough?
I think he's a squad player.
Yeah.
I don't think he's first choice personally.
Right.
But I think he got in there because he's played better lately. I think played McTominay because he's been playing there more this season. Casemiro's just coming. I don't think he's up to speed, sort of thing, fitness wise. You know, especially
when he did come on though, looked a lot.
Yeah, but Casemiro's just won the Champions League with Real Madrid. No. You know what I mean? He's coming from a team that's probably one of the best teams in the world.
Listen, like I said to you last week, it was a debate whether he'd start with McTominay and Casemiro, or he'd start, Fernandes and
Eriksen.
Yeah. That was obviously a mistake because it didn't work for him. I think we could have done with having Casemiro there as well.
Yeah.
It means, like I say, his experience has won a lot, haven't they?
Yeah.
Just stick him in there. It won't phase him at all.
No,
but
shouldn't do.
Which I think is where we lost it in midfield because you were some of the passing and everything. You had so much space. There's no closing down or anything. We were just all over the place.
We had no Rodri. 2 centre halves weren't our starting centre halves. And Rodri, I don't even know what's wrong with Rodri. Have you heard?
We just didn't hear anything.
Wasn't on the starting lineup. Wasn't on the bench. Anything. Just wasn't there.
He picks up an injury in training, has he, something?
He trained yesterday. He trained the day before. I saw him on the pictures.
Yeah, right.
So I'm not sure what happened there, but
might have been like a family thing.
Yeah, it could have been anything, but it's nothing taken away. I was watching your manager being interviewed on Friday. I think it was on Saturday, and he's saying, "Listen, we're not playing Erling Haaland. It's we're playing City," and we got and I'm like, good comment because if you would focus on Erling Haaland, then we've got other players that can come in and score goals. We've got a team that can, everyone on the team can score goals. And anyway, you were playing Erling Haaland. It's his third hat-trick of the season.
Eight games it's taken.
8 games it's taken to score 3 hat-tricks. And the closest one... 48 games, yeah.
Which was...
Michael Owen.
Yeah.
Scored 3 hat-tricks. He's a machine. The man's a machine. He's
he might get a Ballon d'Or.
Possibly. He won't be far away if he doesn't. No reason why he shouldn't. I don't know who's up against him.
Well, you'll have them like Mbappe and maybe Benzema and stuff if they have a good season. Lewandowski maybe.
Mbappe. Forgot about him.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're playing in that league. But it's where do you think he goes from here for United? Who's your next game?
Everton away. We're away again.
Everton on good form.
Yeah, that's Sunday night.
That'll be a
Everton have lost in like 5 games.
I think I've said to you loads of times. I think it's work in progress at United. I think fitness wise and everything, the way he wants to play, they're not going to be there for a while yet. I don't think. Looking on the bright side, we played 7 games and we played Arsenal, Liverpool, and City. So pretty tough games there. To be fair,
6 points, that's not bad though.
For 7 first 7 matches. Yeah. So I'm hoping for going forward it might be a bit better. Yeah. But the first half we're nowhere near it.
Yeah,
City thoroughly deserved it, by far the better team. Absolutely smashed us, especially the first half.
Yeah.
The work closing down, like I said, the passing, everything is absolutely abysmal.
Yeah.
And how do you do something about that? It's just training.
Yeah.
It's just like a time thing. They've got to get playing the way he wants them to play. But yeah, that's where we go, I suppose.
I know he scored 2 goals as well, but Anthony Martial, you were like, what was it? What was it? 6-1 down.
Lazy.
And he came on. Like, I don't know what time he came on, but 6-1 down and he came on.
Lost the ball.
He didn't run.
Lost the ball. Did not chase back.
He didn't
That's
chase back or
anything.
anything.
He was their number 9.
Yeah.
Look how lazy
he's just come on and he didn't. Lost the ball, didn't chase it back or anything, and it was like the mindset that he had when he came on was so poor.
If I'd have been on that United team yesterday, I'd have gone over and hit him. I'd have probably gone over and dragged him off and gone sub him.
I actually said during that, I said I didn't know Martial was on. I said that to Jack. Mate, I saw him in one picture going across the thing. I thought,
and then he scored 2. Fair enough to him, but
he took. Penalty was
it was good.
It was a great penalty. Yeah, I mean, he sort of telegraphed where it was going as well. You can see, you definitely know what's going on.
I didn't see the foul. I've read a lot of comments saying it wasn't a penalty, but you said it was a penalty. But I've not seen it, so I don't know.
It was a bit like, I wouldn't say it wasn't. I wouldn't say, it's definitely not a penalty, because he did make contact with him. Simple as that. You could say maybe Martial crumpled a bit too easy.
Yeah.
It's one of those. It's a matter of opinion type of one. But I don't think there was enough to sort of like rule it out as a penalty.
Right.
It was a moot point in the end, wasn't it? It's sort of like irrelevant,
really. I don't know if it was given out of pity or whatever, but it was. I don't know. Like I say, I've not seen it, but it's for me.
Who was the ref as well, by the way?
Michael Oliver.
Did you see his face? Wasn't it, when we were thinking who's the other decent ref?
Michael Oliver.
Did you see on Haaland's second goal? If you see him when he blows his whistle because it's not sure if it's crossed the line or not because it's cleared off the line, he's got like the saddest face when he blows the whistle and points like that. And goes. That's funny.
I've not seen that.
I can only think what Ronaldo was thinking on the bench as well after we'd made our 5 substitutions as well.
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't come on. But I read an article this morning, something like it was. They were saying something like Ten Hag said he didn't want to ruin his glorious career or something.
Yeah,
I saw that.
Don't know what it means.
Didn't want to ruin his
I'm not sure about that.
But Ten Hag was going on about. I was watching the interview with him after the game, and he said something along the lines of, the players I recognised from the first minute, the players weren't doing what I told them. Now, surely you can stand on the sideline and say to them, "Oi, this is what I told you to do. You stand there, you run there, and you go there, and you do that, and tell them what you want them to do from the sideline."
Probably is getting him to do it as well.
But if they're still ignoring you, then you're not a manager. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I've got a lot of sympathy with him about that, because I've heard managers say it in matches before, saying
from the first minute.
Yeah, in the war I've heard managers say it before when they've seen him in the war, but saying that they knew it wasn't going to be the day. You just know that when they're up for it and when they're not, and I don't think they were.
Oh mate, it's a derby. If you're not free from the derby,
absolutely.
Do you know what I mean? I mean, I can only imagine that zebra pant guy is going to be, Maureen, get me zebra pants out. One on a protest, because the protests are going to start again now because you've lost against us.
Yeah,
and it's nothing to do. You've spent loads of money. You've done everything, but I guarantee you'll be protesting next game, next home game. I bet you. Put money on it. Too predictable. United fans.
We're all singing,
not you, but United fans are too predictable.
We love you, Glazers.
Yeah, City fans were singing it. And I tell you what, it's the quietest. I mean, I know you were getting leathered 4-0 or whatever at the time, but even prior to that, it was the quietest away support at City I've seen. Certainly this season.
Yeah.
I know it's early days, but for a long time, it's.
But it's one of those probably you what's coming.
Yeah.
You don't think there was a feeling about that? I know last week I was hoping for a draw maybe, but you do wonder the way City play at the moment. You think it's going to be difficult, and it was clearly.
We are. When you look at just pointing some of our, I know we talked about a lot of United players, pointing some of our players there. We got Haaland, Foden. Just the 6 goals we scored were just sublime. for every goal was inch perfect. I mean, the pass from De Bruyne for Haaland's when he slid into Payet.
Third goal.
It was just a ridiculous sort of like vision and sort of. That's the one where
no one else.
That's the one where hit the little kid's head on the way past.
Oh yeah.
When he jumped up as high as he could and got about that far.
No, I was just saying that De Bruyne goal when he crossed it in and Haaland's got to finish. I said to you that no one else in the world can pass that ball and put it right where Haaland was, and no other striker in the world is getting on into the end of that and finishing it.
Yeah, I mean Haaland's one. I remember watching years ago. I was at Liverpool. I remember a ball coming across, no one near it, and it was come across, and all of a sudden Andy Carroll jumps up, and I was like, no way he's getting near that. Next thing, boom, it's in the back of the net off his head, and I went, wow, how did he get on the end of that? You know, and he did it. Andy Carroll did it.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, I'm not comparing Andy Carroll to Erling Haaland by a long way. You know what I mean?
That same game
I liked. Yeah, I got a header in that game. I liked Andy Carroll as a player. I thought he was better than what.
He's one of those again, wasn't he? Where you think
he liked it.
If you stayed properly fit and look after yourself, he would have been a top player.
I agree, 100%.
I think he had the talent for it. Because he could shoot off the ground. Everything. It wasn't just a header. He had the full lot, didn't he?
Yeah, but he got on the end of a cross once when I was front row when I saw it. I just went, wow.
Yeah,
that was right. Ridiculously athletic what he did.
Yeah, I mean some of the goals.
The same.
Some of the goals, no team in the world could have defended against.
No.
Some of the passes, especially that De Bruyne pass, you just look at it.
You just can't do anything about it.
What are you going to do?
When I saw the lineup yesterday, going back to what I was saying before about when I saw the lineup, and there was no Rodri, there was no Stones, there was no Diaz, no Laporte, and I was like, this might be like I might have to dig deep.
To be fair to you, I mean, last week you were saying you've got 16 world class players, so if you miss a few players, it shouldn't matter really.
Yeah, I mean, you're bringing in two internationals. Both Kanji and Aki are both. I think he was picking them in alphabetical order actually. I think what he did. So you had a Kanji, Aki, a Kanji.
I must admit, when I saw those two at the back, I thought we might stand a bit more of a chance. I thought could give him a go in, give it a bit of a go here, but. Just up front, they were absolutely shocking.
As soon as I saw, going back to what I was saying there, when I saw the lineup and there was no Rodri, and I thought, okay, then my favourite player for City in the last few seasons for me by a long way. I mean, Haaland is just doing things off the charts, but Gundogan, I thought he'll sit, Gundogan will sit, and then when you look at then you've got the forward five, then you've got Grealish, Foden, Haaland, Silva, De Bruyne. There's no 5 better players in the world. There isn't. Okay, you could probably throw Mbappe in, something like that. But would you want Mbappe to come into that or Neymar, for example? But all them 5 players, and I thought I'm not worried because you can't contain them 5. Is what I thought in my mind. And Grealish was on fire,
especially after Varane's gone off injured. It just weakens the defence even more.
Yeah, I mean, you were saying you alluded to it the other day. Varane seems to always be injured. He's got a big injury. What's wrong with him?
He looked like he went over on his ankle. Yeah, just a few minutes before that Haaland goal. So he went over. Yeah, because the training came on. He was on for about 3 or 4 minutes, wasn't he?
Right.
So he went over on his ankle. Basically, tried to carry on, but obviously, as soon as the goal went in from Haaland, he went off then because he just wasn't up to it. So, which injuries like that can happen anytime. Yeah, I mean, we were hoping for a comeback at the end of the match. We got to 6-3 and put 2 minutes at injury time, and we were hoping for about 6 minutes.
It's getting tired.
It was,
if we hadn't took the foot off our gas in the second half like we did, and it could have been, it should have easily have been 8 or 9.
But I remember when it went 4-1 as well.
No, but it is what it isn't.
Yeah, the scoreline flattered you. It definitely wasn't a 6-3 game. It was a 6-1, 6-0, 6-1 game. If you ask me, I'll give you the one because Anthony scored a good goal. The other ones, I think you had no threat whatsoever going forward. You could have played another 2 hours, mate. You wouldn't have scored 6.
No, I mean, it was. I keep saying.
If anything, we just scored another 4.
Yeah, the first half was just shocking. It's just someone passing. These are professional players, and you think, geez, A to B, like short passes.
Yeah.
And come on.
I know.
It's just, absolutely shocking.
It was great. Leading on to my favourite player, Ilkay Gundogan.
Oh yeah.
We did the draw earlier on for the boots. So in order to qualify for the boots and the draw, you had to have liked and subscribed to this channel, and also liked and subscribed to the Instagram page. Yeah. And we did a raffle, we did a randomizer, and it came out to somebody called TM. I don't know who that is. So if you want to drop me a DM on Instagram with your details, and we'll get you the boots packed up and sent over to you.
Nice.
Wherever you are. Yeah.
Good.
So yeah, it's a great pair of boots as well. Really, it's not. I've I actually wore them once to play.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. It took me about an hour to get them off. I went, fuck that, threw them in a box. I'm like, I'm not wearing them again. Yeah.
Not even your size?
Yeah, they're my size, yeah.
Not wearing them,
Not like
because you played crap in them.
The only bad thing about them is the red.
Oh, God.
And even someone went, why are you wearing red boots? I went, I know. I said, but the Gundamans look. And they're like, oh yeah. And I was like, yeah, I played all right. You know, I had a decent game, but it took me ages to get them off.
Did you?
Yeah. And I think I even almost pulled my hammy trying to get them off. Not easy to wear.
Yeah, but a pair of boots.
So yeah, well done, TM. Thanks for the support on the channel. Thanks for everyone that entered as well. And like I say, give us your details. Send me a DM on Instagram, and we'll sort it out and get it over to you.
Nice one.
Anything else to add for the? Big game tonight is the
massive game.
Game
cool,
for
it's
a massive game for managerial jobs.
Considering it's 19
I think whoever loses gets fired.
I think you could be right there.
I don't think Steve Cooper gets sacked.
Do you not think so?
No. Give him a lot longer. He's got them promoted.
True, but
you've got to stay in the Premier League, mate. Spend 150 million.
Yeah, these owners don't have a lot of patience to do these
days.
Too much
money in the
yeah,
Premier
but
League
if
now.
you do sack him, who are you going to bring in that's going to do a better job? Like,
Chris
realistically,
Wilder.
Especially when you've got players that only Steve Cooper signed, and every single one of them is pretty much new.
Chris Wilder.
Isn't he the Middlesbrough manager?
He's just got fired this morning.
Did he?
Yeah, 22nd in the Championship.
Oh, really?
There's always someone out there, isn't there?
There's always someone that comes. Yeah, I mean, a lot of these European managers now are always looking to try and get in the Premier League. I mean, Wolves are looking for a new manager. I know Sporting Lisbon's manager's been mooted. I don't know the names, and some of the names they've come up with, I'm like,
Sporting probably go to Wolves or something.
That's what I'm saying. The Wolves manager. Yeah. There's the Wolves vacancy.
Yeah.
They're touting him for the Wolves job. It has to be Portuguese because they're all.
Yeah,
everyone's
Portuguese.
Big contingency there, haven't they?
Yeah.
So.
I don't know if there's no other nationality, is there? I think you've got maybe a Spanish guy and
they've got
one English guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's it.
I know they've got Spanish and English and that.
Yeah, the rest
Brazilian Diego Costa up front.
Diego Costa, saw him coming at weekend. I saw him on the side, and I just thought, look at him. He just looks like a proper nuisance still. I was like, go on, lad, get stuck in, get on there, get stuck in. I just love it I love seeing players like back in the Premier League.
Yeah.
You know, it's like that's what the Premier League's about. Is having players like Diego Costa. Just being an absolute bell end.
Just love to hate it, don't you? But it's great characters, aren't they? Great characters. Yeah. That's what you need.
Yeah,
without a doubt.
But you want managers like that in the league. That's why I like Conte when he come back. I'm sad that Tuchel's not there because Tuchel was a great manager in the Premier League.
Had a bit of attitude again as well, didn't he?
That's what you want. You want a league. All the managers I want them all to be dickheads.
So it was just warming up between Tuchel and Conte as well, wasn't it? There was a bit of needle in the last match between, wasn't there, a few weeks back? So
when they shook hands and they like drag each other back.
He's gone. Really would have been an interesting return match. But
I want Sean Dyche back in the Premier League.
Sean Dyche. There's a few you can.
He's becoming the new Big Sammy, isn't he? I think Sean Dyche.
I want Ian Holloway.
Ian Holloway.
Will Warnock. Brian Clough. Imagine Cloughie now with all these players now.
That'd be entertaining to say the least, wouldn't it?
Exactly.
But
All right, guys. Yeah.
Nice
let us know in the comments what you think about the weekend's results, and especially the derby, the Manchester derby. Let Mike know.
I've had enough now.
He's had an easy day, to be fair. We'll let him off with it. But and we'll catch you on the next. Don't forget to like and subscribe as well, and we'll see you soon. Cheers.